The message was already typed, 9 lines long. Her thumb waited above the blue send arrow. Then the screen brightened and showed her the time, 4:44. She smiled. She read it as permission. You saw 444 after a breakup too. Before you call it a reunion sign, look at the choice the number interrupted. Here is the question underneath everything. Does this mean he is coming back, or does it mean stay away? You have typed both into a search bar after midnight. One page promises protection. The next promises reunion. Both feel true at once. The hope is real. So is the smaller voice asking, am I making this fit? That is not silliness. That is honesty. And if there is a warning here, it is not coming from the sky. It is sitting in the 9 unsent lines. So let's step inside the moment before she pressed send. Her name is Maya. She is a composite built from patterns in breakup research, not one real person. Here is the mission. We watch 3 digits appear 3 times in 12 hours. Same digits, same order. And I want you watching one thing only. Not the number, the message. Because by the 3rd sighting, the number will be identical to the first. Her draft will not be. Sighting 1, 4:44 in the morning. Rain ticking on the window. The phone cold against her palm. She had not set an alarm. Her body woke her, the way it had all week. To understand why that clock felt like a voice, visit a small room in 2010. Researchers hung a flyer asking, have you just been rejected in love but can't let go? 15 people answered. Each one entered a scanner and looked at a photo of the person who left. The scans lit up regions tied to reward and craving. The team, led by anthropologist Helen Fisher, wrote that activation in areas involved in cocaine addiction may help explain obsessive behavior after rejection. 15 people is a small study. Those 15 also reported thinking about the person most of their waking hours. So the number does not land in a calm room. It lands in a system already reaching. Anything arriving in that moment gets read as an answer. Citing 2, 11 that morning. A coffee counter, steam, oat milk, a receipt printed too faintly. Order number 444. Apparently the universe files paperwork. Here is where a Stanford linguist becomes relevant. In 2005, Arnold Zwicky named a habit of mind the frequency illusion. His line was simple. Once you've noticed a phenomenon, you think it happens a whole lot, even all the time. That does not mean Maya imagined the receipt. She really saw it. The question is what her attention did with it afterwards. By lunch, the message was 14 lines, not 9. She had added a memory about a train station. She had removed the word sorry. Citing 3, 6 in the evening, stopped at a light. The plate in front of her ended in 444. She laughed out loud, alone in the car, the way you do when something finally feels confirmed. Psychologist Tara Marshall surveyed 464 people after a breakup. Those who kept checking on an ex online reported more distress, more longing, and less personal growth. That is a correlation, not a cause. She sent it at 6:11. Then she waited. 2 days of nothing, and in that silence, the framework turned on her. Maybe she had read the sign wrong. Maybe she had ruined the chance the number was protecting. Now let's find where that meaning came from. Not a temple, not a scroll, a book. The term angel numbers was coined by an author named Doreen Virtue in a glossary published in 2005, one meaning for every 3-digit number. She has since disowned all of it. Speaking to The Cut in 2024, she said of the numbers, "It's garbage. I regret it." The woman who built the door walked back out through it. In that same interview, she described someone whose mother was dying. That person saw 444 and read it as a promise. Her mother died. I am not telling you this to take comfort from anyone. I am telling you what happens when a sign is asked to become a guarantee, and the digit itself has never agreed with us. Look at an elevator panel in a Hong Kong high-rise. Floors 4, 14, 24, and 34 are often missing. In several East Asian languages, 4 sounds almost exactly like the word for death. Same digit. One culture builds around it. Another buys candles for it. That alone tells you the number is a screen, not a sender. Now here is where I was going to hand you the tidy scientific ending. In 2008, a study in Science found that people who felt out of control saw patterns that were not there. 10 years later, 7 experiments could not reproduce it. So I cannot tell you the universe spoke, and I will not tell you your brain invented it. Both of those are salesmen. What I can tell you is what 4 has meant for thousands of years. To the Pythagoreans, 4 meant order and justice. 4 seasons, 4 directions, foundation. And when Vogue asked working astrologers about 444 in relationships, they did not promise reunion either. One called it support, with the deeper message being emotional maturity. Read that carefully. Nobody credible was promising he would come back. That promise was added later, by the person holding the phone at 4:44 in the morning. So let's run the night again. Same rain, same cold phone. One difference. This Maya wrote a rule 2 weeks earlier, on a calm Sunday, while nothing hurt. The rule is one sentence. If I see 444 and I want to message him, then I write the message into my notes, date it, and wait 24 hours. Across 94 separate tests, these if-then plans showed a strong effect on follow-through. 444 arrives. It always does. She types the 14 lines into her notes. She dates them. She puts the phone face down and listens to the rain. The next evening, she opens the note and reads it as a stranger. Then she asks the one question the number cannot answer. What has he actually done since the breakup? Not felt. Done. Behavior can be checked. A digit cannot. And how she speaks to herself now matters more than the number did. Researchers recorded 109 people talking about their separation. Those who spoke to themselves with kindness were doing better 9 months later. She still sees 444. She has not thrown it away, and I am not asking you to. She changed what it triggers. The clock used to mean, he is thinking of me. Now it means, check your foundation. Remember the 9 lines and the thumb above the arrow. She read the clock as permission. This time she read it as a pause. That difference belonged to her the whole time. If the number comes back tonight, you do not have to obey it. Place it beside your life. Ask what it lit up, then choose with both wonder and judgment. A sign is only useful when it gives you clarity, never more fear. Protection was never a promise that someone returns. Protection is what you do with the 24 hours after you see the sign. Context before conclusion. Clarity before action. Every sign makes more sense in context.